Hey there, and welcome to Cellsmart POS. My name is Ariel, and in this video I'll be showing you the basics that will get you up and running with our software. After Cellsmart POS has been completely installed on your computer, an icon will be placed on your desktop. Let's open Cellsmart POS for the very first time. The first thing you will be presented with is to enter your email and your password. You would enter the email you used when you signed up for Cellsmart POS. After signing up, a password will send to your email. I'm going to enter my information. Once you've entered your email and password and have agreed to the terms and conditions, you can click on Next. Because we're opening Cellsmart for the very first time, it's going to ask us which one of our stores is going to be our default store on this computer. If you have multiple stores, they will all be presented here. Let's choose Cellsmart and click Start. Select the admin user and enter the password. If it's your very first installation, the password will be 123456. Let's click Login. And now this password can be changed later on. The first thing we're going to do once we're in is open our shift. Here, you can enter the amount that's currently in the register. Let's click on the cash count icon. And let's say we have $150 in our register. Okay, and let's open the shift. Now, let's validate that all information in our system is correct. Let's go up to Admin Tools and then Settings. Make sure your store name is correct, your do business as name is correct, and your store address and number are all correct. If you have a logo that you want to be printed on the receipt, you can click on the Add Logo button and find the logo on your computer and add that here. You can edit your email settings and add emails of the owner or managers that are going to be receiving reports at the end of the day. You can also edit your sales alerts here and set up when you would like to receive an alert of how your store is doing or what has been done in your store. Refer to our How to Edit Your Sales Alerts video for more information on this window. And let's click Save. Next, let's set up the printer by clicking on Printer Settings. Here I'm going to select to print a PDF. If you have an Epson printer and it's correctly installed on your computer, you would see that option there. Let's make sure the receipt type is small. And if you want more than one receipt to be printed out after every transaction, you can change that number here. You can choose the option to print receipt after every transaction or open the drawer after every print. If you have a specific printer for printing out reports, you can select that printer here. And if you also have a diamond label, you can select that option and choose it from the drop down of printers. Let's click Save and move on to Policies and Register. Here in Policy Settings, we can change the policy that's printed out on our receipts. Depending on what type of receipt it is, each receipt has its own policy. You might have a different policy for repairs or a different policy for store credit. Let's click Save. You might also want to set a limit on how long a repair ticket or a layaway ticket can be open, and you would edit that in the Past Due settings. For the first time, you will also have to edit your registers. So in Register Settings, you'd have to activate the register you're currently on. Currently, I'm on the Arial German A175. Usually, the register name is the name of the computer. Let's click on Edit and make sure it's active. And let's close this and move to the options. Here is a list of more advanced options that you can pick and choose at your discretion. For example, if you want to log off after every transaction, you can enable that. If you want a sales rep to have to enter his password after every sale, you can enable that here. If you want to overwrite the current tax, you can enable that as well. And let's click Save. Now that all our settings are correct, let me show you how to make a payment. Let's go up to the Payment tab, and first, let's create a provider. Let's say one of your providers is ePay. Let's enter the provider name. Let's choose their icon. And if we have a web address, we can enter that. Or if we have a policy for transactions that are made through ePay, we can enter that in the text field. But notice that provider name is highlighted in yellow. Anything in yellow is required. Everything else is optional. Let's click Save. And now we have ePay as a provider. Next, we're going to have to add a carrier to that provider. Let's go up to the Payment and then Manage Carrier. Let's pick ePay as a provider. Let's select the parent carrier. Let's say AT&T Wireless. And let's create a top-up for AT&T Wireless. Since this is the first time we're opening Cellsmart POS, this product does not exist. So let's create it. Because we've entered the name AT&T Top-Up, an image of that top-up will appear. Import a category. Let's pick the category as a payment, which we will earn a percentage from. If you want to create your own categories, you can click on the Create Category here. You can also refer to our How to Create a Category video for more information on this. Let's enter the essentials, which is product category and product name. Selling price will stay 0 because top-ups can vary unless you want to sell a specific top-up for a specific price. Let's turn off the tax for top-ups and let's save. Now that our top-up is created, we can also apply a fee on this carrier by turning it on here and entering the fee amount. The fee can either be fixed or a percentage. Let's turn off fees and just add it as is. Now that we have a carrier, let's make a payment. Let's go to the Payment and then ePay Payment. Let's enter the phone number for the customer. And because this customer hasn't been entered into our system, it's going to automatically enter the name as Bill Payment Customer. Let's enter the carrier as AT&T Wireless. Let's enter the amount of this bill. And we can go ahead and click Save. Notice I only filled out what's in yellow. Everything in yellow is required. Everything else is optional. Let's click Save. And let's select the user who's currently making this sale. Let's say Sonia is the one making the sale. And now we can check out this customer. If they're paying with cash, it's automatically entered that they're paying with the exact amount. If they're paying with more than $50, we can enter that here if it's a quick cash, and you can see the change at the bottom. If they're paying with another payment method, we can also choose that from this section. Refer to our How to Check Out a Customer window to learn more on how to fully use this window. Let's click Save. And we've made a payment pending because we haven't actually made the payment outside of the POS. This is great because what if the payment does not go through? You still have it in the system as a pending payment. Let's say the payment did go through our provider when we went to our browser and made the actual payment. We would take the transaction ID or payment ID that is provided by ePay and come back to Cellsmart POS. At the bottom, you'll see it says One ePay. This means that there's one payment from ePay that's pending. Let's click on that, and we'll see the payment we just made. With the transaction ID or payment ID that we have from ePay, we can copy and paste that here. And next to that, there's a save button. Once we click on save, now the payment is completely done. If we go back up to payments, and then we go to list of ePay, we can see a list of the transactions we've done through ePay. And here we can see our pending payments, our done payments, and payments that are on hold. Let's click on done payments, and we can see that we just did a payment. And that's how you make a payment in Cellsmart POS. It's that simple. Let's say that same customer comes back to make a payment again. We can go back up to payment for ePay. Let's enter his cell phone number. Let's click on enter. And we can see that we just made a payment today. So we wouldn't go ahead and make that payment twice. And now I'm going to show you how to make a new purchase. Everything in your inventory is added through a purchase from a vendor. Or it can be a used item that you purchase from a customer. First, let me show you how to add to your inventory by buying from a vendor. Let's go up to the buying tab. And because this is the first time you've opened Cellsmart POS, you don't have any vendors. So first, let's create a vendor. Let's enter one of our vendors, which is Hyperlink. I'm only going to enter the information that's highlighted in yellow because it's essential. Everything else is optional. Let's click save. And now our vendor has been created. Now let's go back up to buying and make that purchase. Let's enter Hyperlink. I'm just going to type in hype and click on enter. Cellsmart POS automatically knows that it's Hyperlink. Then, let's say we're going to add to our inventory a few cell phones or accessories. First, let's add the cell phones. Let's say we have 3 Samsung Galaxy S3. So let's enter Samsung Galaxy S3 16 gigabytes. Let's click enter. And it's going to present us with this product does not exist because it currently does not know what a Galaxy S3 is. So let's click OK to create this product. Let's choose a product category. Here we have GSM phones. But if you don't have a category, you can click on the Create Category button. Click on Main Category. Cell phones will be serialized because they each have an IMEI number and each one is unique. And then we would enter the category name. Let's say I want to categorize my Samsung Galaxy S3 by carriers. So the category of this name would be Boost Mobile Phones. Let's click save. And because we've entered Samsung Galaxy S3 into the product name, Cellsmart POS automatically downloads a photo of this item to your left. If you dislike the photo you see, you can click on the globe and choose any other product photo. If you have a photo of your own, you can also add that by clicking on the plus sign. We can enter the price, the selling price, or the average cost. The selling price would be how much you sell it for, and the average cost is what it costs you as a merchant. Let's say the Samsung Galaxy S3 goes for $300, and the average cost varies. So let's leave it at 0. When we sell a Samsung Galaxy S3, it counts as an activation, and we also apply tax to it. Let's click save. And now that the product has been created, we can now purchase that product from a vendor. Let's enter the quantity of 3, and let's enter the cost price. Let's say we're buying them for $200 a piece. Let's click on the green button to add it to the invoice. And because these items are serialized, we have to enter an IMEI number or serial number for each. So let's enter an IMEI number for the first, for the second, and the third. Let's click save. And now all three phones with their own IMEI numbers are entered into our invoice. Now let's say we want to purchase an accessory. Let's enter that accessory. Let's say home charger, 9 volts. This product does not exist. Okay. Let's create it. The category would be accessories, or if you would like your own category to be chargers, or any category you would like, you can create it using the create category button. Let's enter the selling price. We usually sell them for $10. We apply tax. They're not counted as activations. And let's click save. Let's buy 10 of these for $4 each and add it to the invoice. In order to finalize your purchase, click save. Here is going to ask you whether you're paying from previous amount or from the register or terms amount. Previous amount is just money that you've had in the past or from your overall monthly budget. Register amount is cash that is currently sitting in the register. Since the bill is going to be more than $600, we're not going to take money out of the register and we're going to pay from previous. Let's click save. And now the items that we have purchased are currently sitting in our inventory. Let's close out of the purchasing tab. And now let's try to sell one of these items. In the dashboard, you can enter the name of an itemized product. For example, the home chargers we just bought. Let's click enter. And let's pick it from our list. We can edit the price if we want to make it more expensive or cheaper. Let's make it $12 now. And add it to the invoice. And also let's try to sell one of the phones. But let's say another customer comes in and he's the one interested in the phones. Let's click on the plus sign to add to start a new invoice. Let's scan the IMEI number. In this case, I'm just going to paste it and click on enter. And automatically, the Samsung S3, one of the Samsung S3 we bought, is added to our invoice. And it's going to ask us whether this is a new activation, an upgrade phone, or if we're selling just the phone. Let's say this is a new activation. Let's enter the phone number that we're activating it. And let's select the carrier from the carriers we've created in the past. Click on save. And here it's added to the invoice. In order to check out the customer, we click on checkout. Let's receive the payment through credit card. And let's click save. We currently have to enter your password after every transaction, so let's enter the password. And just like that, we sold the Samsung S3. Now we currently have another customer who is going to buy the charger, and let's check him out as well. He's paying cash exactly. He's going to pay with a $20 bill. His change is $2.18. And let's click save. Let's enter the password for the user. And just like that, we purchased chargers and we easily sold a phone and a charger to 2 customers. That was pretty easy. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is a way to keep track of the money that's currently in the register. We recommend for the money in your register to be counted every hour in order to keep track if the money in the system matches the money in the register. So let's click cash count. Here we can enter the denomination that we have inside our register. Because we sold the cell phone through credit card, that amount is not going to be added into our cash count. Only the money that was currently in our register and the money received from sales will be counted. we can see that we had an e-pay payment of $50. We can see that we collected $31 of tax. And at the bottom, we also have a payment breakdown of how much cash we started with, how much payment through credit card was received, and how much cash should be in the register. So let's count the money. Once the cash count is equal to the cash in the register, you can go ahead and click exit. If the cash does not equal, it means that you're short or over a certain amount. We recommend to do this hourly, so if at any time during the day you're short or over, you can catch it early and not at the end of the day when you're closing the store. This way you don't have to figure out at what time this event happened. The last thing I'm going to show you is how to end your day. Before we end our day, let's make another payment. So let's go up to payments. Let's go to ePay. Let's enter a number. Let's pick the customer with this number. Let's enter the amount. It's $40. And let's click save. And now let's check out this customer. Let's say he paid with a $50 bill. His change is $10. Let's click save. Let's finish the payment by entering the payment ID. And now we can go ahead and close our shift on this register. Let's go to close shift. And because we just made a payment of $40 and we received that amount of cash, it's going to say that we are $40 short compared to the previous cash count that we just did. So there's a count for this $40 that just came in, and close the register. Cellsmart POS is a shift-based software, so you can open and close registers throughout the day. Now we can go ahead and close the store by clicking on End Day. Here we can see a list of our registers, and we can see that they're both closed. We can also see a summary of the income, cash spent, and a payment breakdown of each register, of the total of all the registers. The cash flow of each register is also broken down. Let's click save, and if we have any employees still clocked in, we have to first clock them out. Let's proceed to end the day. See what we printed with your batch out information. And that's how you end your day. If you feel confused during any time in this video, please go ahead and rewind this video to the part that you didn't understand. We also have more detailed videos on certain things. For example, how to create a provider, how to make a bill payment, how to print a last receipt. All these videos can be found on our website. And we also have a quick link to our help tutorials and articles. Up here on the top right corner, you can click on Tutorials and Help. Here, you can find out more information on our software. And if there's something you can't find, feel free to call us at 877-348-4660. If you can't contact us for any reason, or can't get a hold of a phone, we can call you. Just enter the contact number and click on the Call Me Now button. Thank you for using Cellsmart, and I'll see you in the next training video.